Okay, I realized that I wasn't recording and I just yapped for 10 minutes straight. Yeesh. Anyway, let's talk about the main problem with Valorant. What can you think of? Well, me, I can think of, oh, I don't know, Smurfs, trolls, throwers, cheaters, I don't know, streamers, sometimes streamers, okay? I don't know. Yeah, that's it. That's basically it. Okay, and I'll tell you my experiences with dealing with them and some suggestive advice for the Riot devs that are working on Valorant to kind of fix the game up. I mean, it's been 5 years, dude. Pack it up, buddy. Like, pack it up. It's been 5 years. I've played since beta. I've lost access to that account, and I've just been, just having fun on this account because I've lost passwords. Shit happens. Shit happens. Um, that's happened to me. Quite a lot of times actually. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is we're gonna talk about Smurfs first, throwing games second. I mean, trolling is basically throwing games, so let's just loop that in. And then cheaters last. Smurfs. Let's talk about them. Smurf. What is a Smurf? A Smurf is an account that someone has made that is sort of like an alt account, but for their own purposes. And it's usually whatever. Anyway, it's just an alt account that people just mass produce and then just use to ruin people's lives, essentially. So, I had a Smurf in my unrated game today called I am bad GG's hashtag bot. Let's talk about this. How did I identify he's a Smurf? Well, let me tell you, he's level 6. He's level 6. On the timeline, he got an ace on the 4th round. That usually doesn't happen for a noob, especially when there is a level 435 on our team. That usually doesn't happen, you know? I would expect this guy to get an ace, but not this guy. So that's number one indication. If their gunplay, gameplay, game senses are better than what you think they are for a level 6. Let's talk about his little chat right here. This was during, oh, I'd say it was like right around the second last round of this game. It was unrated, but they surrendered. This guy just said peak N-word indirectly. It's not straight N-word. Of course, he would get banned, but I'm just saying he said it indirectly. But that's still a big thing. Okay, that's still a big problem. And we have people saying the N-word like every single day. Like, that's crazy to me. You know, uh for example, like my younger friend, okay, online friend, okay, he he went into a normal game of Valorant, Iron Lobby, okay, don't make fun of him, he's still learning, I'd say, even though he has been playing for one whole year. The problem is that he had run into a couple people literally screaming the N-word into voice chat. Yeah, yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? For a younger audience to be facing the whole reality world of just straight up N-words just being scattered on voice chat, that's crazy to me. And that's a problem. And in general, I'd say Smurfs ruin people's lives either mentally or in game, you know. So, you either yeah, well, anyway, Riot, okay? I hope you're watching this. I'd say you're not watching this, but I'd get like 2 views in a whole month on this video, I'd say, because depending on the other videos, because my short videos have like 200 plus views, sometimes even 50, sometimes 1K, but that's it. I'd probably get 2 views in a whole month, and I'd say I wouldn't complain because at least somebody's watching my content. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, Riot. if you're watching this, I suggest you crack down on every single Smurf account that is even made so far. Um, Try and track their Smurf count and link it to their main account and possibly ban their main account. Because listen, personally, I do have an alt account, but I'm not Smurfing because that alt account, believe it or not, is higher rank than my second main account, which is this. Because my main account I lost. This is technically my main now because I do have skins on it, and stuff like that. Whatever. I do have an alt, but I haven't gotten on it for a while now. But that's not the point. The point is that Riot, it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years, and you still have not cracked down on the biggest problem: smurfing, trolling, throwing, and cheating. Yeah. So I suggest you crack down that and, do all of that soon. Soon, okay? Not 2026. I'd like it done by Christmas. By Christmas, yeah. I was gonna say by the end of September or October, but by Christmas, okay? You guys have that deadline to crack down on Smurfs, cheaters, and throwers and trolls, okay? Why? Because it's good for your game. And I know Valorant is a money hungry game, not caring about anybody, going like, oh, I don't care, we're putting this shit back on. Like, you guys literally put on a beta skin set on the shop for non-beta users to buy. Of course, I didn't buy it because that was a scam. Like, by the way, you took away the knife that the people that played beta had, and you just told them to buy it again. That's essentially what you did. Like, they had the little dragon knife thing. Okay, they already had that. You just took it away out of their inventory, and you just put it back up on market. Like, they have to buy it again. Okay, my friend was a victim of that. He didn't buy it ever again because he thought it was a scam, and I don't blame him. Now, Valorant, I suggest if you want to keep the popularity of Valorant up, I'd say get rid of Smurfs. Okay? Yes, sometimes there are high ranking content creators that do like an educational video from Iron to Radiant, but it's never educational because nobody ever learns from it. You know? Like, you're Radiant. You don't just tell someone to go watch a video to learn about what it is being Radiant for all those ranks. It makes no sense, okay? Moving on, trolling and throwing. Well, that's a big boy topic, isn't it? Trolls are people that just ruin the game for everybody, usually on their team, and let the opposition win easier and have a easier time. What are throwers and what are trolls and what do they have in common? Throwers are basically just people that don't give a fuck about anything. They do ruin the game and they don't do anything. And usually when they do something it's just it's throwing a flash in your eyes every time you try to peek someone or something like that, right? You would think they're like, oh, harmless little pranks, but then it carries on until it's 0-13 and you lose 40 RR because one guy on your team was throwing the game. That in itself, I think, is very serious. You know what I mean? And it ruins the game. Stuff. I think Valorant should make a new indication. Okay, I'm just gonna use this guy as an example. He was a level 6 Smurf that did say the N-word indirectly, and, he's just a Smurf, he's bad in general. Let's go report him. Let's see. I'd say there should be a Smurf button, like a sectioned off area, like a Smurf button, okay? And then like a throwing games button, because we do already have cheating, but it says utilizing aimbots, trigger bots, or wall hacks. What? What else? Is there anything else? Just those three? Is it most common? Probably. But I think there should be like a sectioned off area, like sectioned off right here, saying smurfing, smurf, or, not exclusive to, throwing or trolling. I think that should be like, implemented into the game. It's been 5 years, right? I mean, you've been given so much time and you still have not created a way to crack down on throwers, trollers, and smurfs. Let's let's go on to cheating, okay? Now, listen, back in my beta days, I know cheaters were a common thing back in Valorant because, Valorant was still, I'd say it was buggy, glitchy, laggy, full of stuff, full of stuff that people had to fix. There were a lot of cheaters back then. You know what's funny though? It's been 5 years. I reported this guy called Trent. I don't know if he's changed his name now, but that guy called Trent has still not been banned for cheating, and I reported him in beta. you know, you know what I mean? Like that just sounds wrong, don't you think? I mean, Valorant has been 5 years, give or take, and you still couldn't ban a single cheater that I tried reporting in beta. Okay, moving on. Cheating is a big common problem. I'll use this level 6 Smurf right here as an example, okay? Let's say he was level 6 Smurf and he was cheating. Now, there are about 4 reasons why someone would cheat in Valorant. Number 1, you're either so shit that you do have to use a cheat, or number 2, you're subtle with the cheat. Like, it's hard to notice that he's cheating. It's hard to notice you're cheating. Number 3, you're testing out a new kind of cheat. And number 4, I'd say you're just cheating because, you find cheating is just a better option than just playing yourself and just, learning from past mistakes. Overall, you're just a shit person if you're cheating. Okay? Now, we will talk about this stuff. What else is there? Cheating, when someone's cheating, Riot devs do not usually look into it. You know, out of the out of the hundreds of thousands of people I reported for cheating when it was reasonable, only a couple of them have been banned. That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I even have the pictures. I take pictures whenever I get someone banned because of cheating, because it's kind of like an achievement. I'm cracking down on cheaters, and I'm helping Valorant's communities, you know, and helping Valorant just move up as a people-friendly game. No, it's not, but we'll talk about that. Cheaters is just the sole problem of Valorant, basically. And it's one of the big three, I'd say. Smurfing, throwing slash trolling, and cheating. The big three problems of Valorant. And it's just, it's been 5 years. I don't know why Riot's taking this long to just crack down on a couple Smurfs and cheats, but And whenever someone's cheating, it's like Vanguard is taking a vacation to Bali or something. Like, let's say this guy was like wall hacks, right? And how do you prove that he's wall hacking? Oh, let's just say that I'm in a very strange corner in the whole entire map, and this guy just happens to fire me in the head after finding me, which does not happen. That's a 1 in a million, and it always happens with cheaters. They always know where I am. I'm in the strangest corner. Nobody peeks the corner, and some guy just happens to, oh, you're here, and he does it for like a consistent 6 rounds straight. That's when I know, yep, this guy's wall hacking or aimbotting, and I report his ass. Now, let's talk about Vanguard, Riot. So why is Vanguard taking a vacation trip to Bali every time someone's cheating? I don't know. That's something I can't answer because I don't know. I don't know. And I'd say to top it all off, to top this video off, thank you for watching. You're probably one of the 2 out of 8 billion people. you know, You're probably my 2 monthly viewers, maybe. I don't know. I'd say. Um, yeah. And also, on a side note, Riot, please, can I get a Riot gun buddy? It has been 5 years, okay? I've played since beta. It's been 5 years since I've been playing Valorant. I'm not a radiant or particularly good at this game, but I'd say I deserve one. I've been a nice person. I'm a good citizen of the Valorant community. I help out when I can. I track down cheaters and smurfs in game, of course. I report them like a couple times. I think I even report my own teammates. People don't do that, by the way. When people get a smurf on their team, like they just don't do anything. They're like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Are they a smurf? I don't know. But when they're on the other side, they hate it so much. Right? You know what I mean? So the least you could do is maybe give me a riot gun buddy to show off to the others to stop. Because when people see a riot gun buddy, they usually like tense up. They're like, oh shit, there's a riot dev in our game. You know, and there are two types of people. The first is a guy that's always nice. Okay, 24/7 nice. Okay? Number 2 is the bad guys acting nice the second they see it. I'm the nice guy in general. Okay? And after 5 years of playing this game, it is presumably safe to say that I am generally a nice guy. And I think that's the only reason why you should give me a right gun, buddy. Thank you for watching. And I hope you fix those problems, right? Because I know you won't. So if you won't, you may as well give me a right, company. You know what I mean? And please don't ban me. This isn't a hateful video. This is me literally spitting facts. Like, am I joking? No. Just run a survey in the Valorant Discord, going like, oh, what are the main problems with Valorant these days, or something, right? Trust me, like more than like I'd say 70 or 80% of the whole entire community in Discord will select one or all of Smurf, troll slash thrower, and cheaters. That's it. Oh shit, I forgot to address one thing. Can we get e-boys, e-girls, e-daters out of this game, please? Like, I know playing this game is kind of loser behavior, but I'd say like banning off all these e-daters, or I think that would fix the game a lot. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching.